Join us on Patreon and become part of our journey to uncover history's untold stories. Your support helps us create in-depth content, bring hidden narratives to life, and keep history alive for everyone.
The Appalachian Mountains have long been a place of mystery, beauty, and enduring cultural narratives. Stretching across the eastern United States, these ancient highlands hold secrets embedded within their misty peaks and shadowy hollows. But among these secrets lies a particularly compelling and often overlooked story: the hidden history of Black natives who made these mountains their home. This narrative, shrouded by centuries of deliberate omission and misunderstood heritage, unravels a tapestry of resilience, cultural fusion, and profound human connection. Imagine the Appalachian forest in the early morning, a sea of emerald leaves kissed by golden sunlight, the air thick with the songs of birds and the whisper of streams carving their way through valleys. For countless generations, this land has been a cradle for survival and innovation, a landscape where cultures clashed, merged, and adapted. Yet within this environment, the lives of Black natives, individuals of African and indigenous descent, have largely been relegated to the margins of recorded history. This neglect has deprived the world of a richer understanding of Appalachian heritage and the broader American story. To explore the hidden history of Black natives in the Appalachian Mountains is to step into a world of intersections. It is a journey into the lives of people who straddled multiple identities, navigating the complex realities of colonization, slavery, and cultural survival. These communities were forged in the crucible of adversity, blending African, indigenous, and European influences to create unique traditions, languages, and ways of life. Yet, their contributions have often been dismissed, their stories obscured by stereotypes about Appalachia as a homogeneous and isolated region. The roots of this history stretch back to the earliest encounters between Africans and indigenous peoples on the American continent. Long before the Appalachian Mountains became synonymous with Scotch-Irish settlers and rugged frontiersmen, they were home to thriving indigenous communities. These tribes, including the Cherokee, Shawnee, and Creek, possessed sophisticated societies deeply attuned to the rhythms of the natural world. Their trade networks spanned vast distances, linking the mountains to coastal plains and beyond. When enslaved Africans began arriving in the Americas, whether through escape or forced relocation, they found allies and refuge among these indigenous groups. The union of African and indigenous peoples was not merely a matter of survival, but a convergence of shared values and struggles. Both groups had been stripped of their autonomy and subjected to relentless violence, whether through the transatlantic slave trade or the brutal encroachments of European settlers. Together, they forged bonds of kinship, often formalized through intermarriage, which gave rise to children and descendants who carried the bloodlines of two oppressed yet resilient peoples. These Black natives became a vital part of Appalachian society, embodying the fusion of African ingenuity and indigenous wisdom. As the centuries unfolded, the Appalachian Mountains became a refuge for those seeking to escape the harsh realities of mainstream society. Escaped slaves found sanctuary in the rugged terrain, their knowledge of survival blending seamlessly with indigenous practices. Here, they cultivated hidden communities that thrived away from the prying eyes of colonial powers. These enclaves were marked by a profound sense of solidarity and ingenuity, with families building homes, growing crops, and forging tools that reflected the diverse cultural heritages they carried within them. One striking example of this cultural synthesis can be found in the music of Appalachia. The banjo, an instrument often associated with bluegrass and country music, has African origins, brought to the Americas by enslaved people. Meanwhile, the storytelling traditions of both Africans and indigenous peoples merged into a rich oral history that preserved their shared experiences and wisdom. These stories, passed down through generations, served as a means of cultural preservation and resistance against the erasure imposed by dominant narratives. However, the path of Black natives in Appalachia was never without challenges. The rise of systemic racism and the enforcement of racial hierarchies during the 19th and early 20th centuries placed these communities under immense pressure. Laws designed to segregate and disenfranchise African Americans often ignore the complexities of mixed heritage, forcing Black natives to choose between identities or endure exclusion from both African American and indigenous communities. This liminal existence created a dual burden of invisibility and marginalization, as they struggled to assert their place in a society that refused to recognize their full humanity. Despite these obstacles, Black natives persisted, their resilience etched into the very fabric of Appalachian life. Their agricultural practices, rooted in both African and indigenous knowledge, helped sustain families and communities through harsh winters and economic downturns. Their spiritual traditions, blending Christianity with African and indigenous cosmologies, offered solace and a sense of continuity in the face of relentless adversity. Even their cuisine, a symphony of flavors drawn from multiple continents, speaks to the creativity and adaptability that define their lives. The erasure of Black natives from the mainstream narrative of Appalachian history is not accidental. It reflects a broader tendency in American society to simplify and sanitize history, reducing the complexity of human experiences to fit neatly into predefined categories. This erasure has had profound consequences, perpetuating harmful stereotypes about Appalachia as a monolith and denying the region's diverse inhabitants their rightful place in history. Yet efforts to reclaim and celebrate this hidden history are gaining momentum, driven by scholars, artists, and descendants determined to honor their ancestors' legacies. In recent years, oral histories and archival research have begun to shed light on the lives of Black natives in Appalachia. These stories reveal a vibrant tapestry of resilience and creativity, from the entrepreneurial endeavors of Black native women who ran businesses in mountain towns to the contributions of Black native soldiers who fought in wars alongside their neighbors. Each account adds another layer to the understanding of Appalachian identity, challenging the myths of isolation and homogeneity that have long dominated perceptions of the region. One cannot tell the story of Black natives in Appalachia without acknowledging the profound connection between these communities and the land itself. The mountains, with their dense forests and rolling streams, offered more than physical refuge. They provided a spiritual anchor and a source of sustenance. The wisdom passed down through generations about foraging, hunting, and herbal medicine reflects a deep understanding of the natural world, born from the blending of African and indigenous ecological knowledge. This connection to the land remains a defining feature of Black native identity, a testament to the enduring power of cultural heritage. As we delve deeper into the hidden history of Black natives in the Appalachian Mountains, it becomes clear that their story is not just one of survival, but of profound contribution. Their music, art, cuisine, and traditions have enriched Appalachian culture in ways that continue to resonate today. By reclaiming this history, we honor the memory of those who came before us and challenge the narratives that seek to erase their existence. In many ways, the story of Black natives in Appalachia is a microcosm of the broader American experience. It is a tale of resilience in the face of adversity, of cultural fusion and adaptation, of struggle and triumph. It reminds us that history is never static but a living, breathing tapestry woven from countless threads, each with its own story to tell. And within the hollows and heights of the Appalachian Mountains, the voices of Black natives still echo, waiting to be heard and celebrated. As we continue to uncover and share these stories, let us approach them with the reverence and curiosity they deserve. For in the hidden history of Black natives in Appalachia, we find not only a richer understanding of the past, but a source of inspiration for the future. Their legacy is one of courage, creativity, and community, qualities that have shaped Appalachia and the nation as a whole. And in celebrating their contributions, we reaffirm the power of history to illuminate, unite, and transform.